What is going on, YouTube? It is All Things Mets Media, where you get your latest Mets media. Everything you know about the Mets on the channel. Definitely do me a favor, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into today's content video, and that is going to be about, the situation with Francisco Lindor, guys. Francisco Lindor is, definitely, giving up on the season. He really, has not been good. He has not been good lately. Lindor just has not been batting good. Lindor just has been performing how he wants to perform and how the team wants to perform. And honestly, the Mets are just in a stretch where everything is going wrong. Every single thing is going wrong. Now, the pitching might be good, but the bullpen might cough up the game. At this point, Francisco Lindor, was in a big situation, a bases loaded situation, a 3-2 count, and he took a ball for a strike, and he literally just took it, and he thought it was going to be a ball, or he said literally in a post-game interview that it was the best chance for the team to, that was his best chance. So the fact that Francisco Lindor is not believing in himself and not believing in his bat, that just shows that the Mets season is just not going the way everybody thought it was going to go, or at least how the Mets team thought it was going to go. And honestly, it just hasn't been good. It has not been good. And I don't know what the Mets can do. I think that they've tried really everything when it comes to, with this team. Kodai Senga got injured. Edwin Diaz has not been good. Francisco Alvarez got injured. This team definitely, has just not been good. And losing 9 games out of your last, 22 games. I mean, that's just, that's not good. That's not good. And that's not what you want for a team like the Mets. And the Mets are a decent team. I think that they're not that bad, but it seems like right now everything is going wrong. The bullpen is really coming down coming down. It's just they're coughing up games, and when the pitching isn't good, the hitting, nothing connects. The hitting, the pitching, the bullpen, none of that is really connecting right now with this team. And it is baseball. It's still early in the season. There is, obviously we knew last season, we knew what the Mets what happened with the Mets and how they gave up on the season, late June and into July. But this is different. This is May. This is the end of May, and Mets really just have not been good. And they can't even beat bad teams right now. So I don't know what exactly the Mets do in this situation, because this is a tough situation. This is not what you want for the New York Mets, and this is not good for the New York Mets. And when you got your star player Francisco Lindor literally taking a ball for a strike in a big situation, I mean, what are you expecting? This guy's getting paid $341 million. And the fact that he said, that was his best chance his best chance in the at-bat, it sucks. It honestly sucks for a team that, we knew that the Mets team, we knew that the expectations was not going to be high. We knew that maybe they weren't going to make, get into the playoffs, right away, but maybe they'll make a wild card. Maybe they'll start winning games. Maybe they'll be a 500 team. That's something that a lot of Mets fans thought. That's something that the Mets thought themselves. It clearly is not working. It clearly is not working, and they tried everything. They brought up Mark Vientos. They got JD Martinez in this lineup. It's not like they don't got offense. It just, none of it is connecting. The offense, the bullpen, the pitching. The pitching has been pretty good. Luis Severino gave you 7 innings of 1-run ball, literally, in that last game. And guess what? The Mets still didn't win. And then the last game, the Mets scored 8 runs and they still didn't win. And Edwin Diaz has completely lost it. Edwin Diaz was put in a safe situation last night and he coughed it up. I don't know what the hell is going on with Edwin Diaz. But if you're not believing in your slider, which is your best pitch, your slider is your best pitch. The fastball is a really good pitch as well, but he doesn't have that 99, 100 miles per hour fastball anymore, it looks like. Yes, he could ramp it up, but can he control it? So with the Mets right now, the Mets are in a really, really tough situation, and this is not looking like a good situation for the Mets at all. but Francisco Lindor is your team leader. He should be your team leader. And the fact that he's given up on the season, or it looks like he's given up on the season right away, I don't like it. I don't like it. This is a guy that's getting paid $341 million for 10 years. He's going to be a Met for a long time, guys. He's going to be a Met for a long time. So I think the Mets, man, I don't know what exactly needs to be done with this team, because I feel like they've tried pretty much everything. All they can do is tell the players to play better. All they can do is hold team meetings. All they can do is what they've been doing. Like, you bring up Mark Vientos, he hits, and then you got Beatty, and then that's another situation, Beatty and Vientos. But the Mets just in general, like the bullpen, we knew that the bullpen was not going to be that great. Like, we knew with the bullpen, the Brooks Raley injury was a big injury for the New York Mets. It was definitely a huge injury. And, not a lot of people talked about it, but, Brooks Raley was a dependable guy, a guy that you can have in the 7th inning, a guy that you can have in the 8th inning, and a guy that can potentially close for you. So the fact that the Mets don't have Brooks Raley anymore, he's going to have a surgery, or he's going to be out for the season. You got guys like Jake Diekman. You got guys like Reed Garrett. Now, Reed Garrett has been spectacular for the first couple of, first probably 10 games, 12 games of the season. He didn't allow any runs, but he's coming down to earth. Edwin Diaz has come down to earth. And this is just looking like a disaster situation for the New York Mets. They're on pace to win 67 games. They lost 9 out of their last 22. Like, this is a tough situation. And I think that the Mets, man, they just got to do everything that they can to get out of this bubble, get out of this struggle, because this is really bad. The Mets are looking like one of the worst teams in baseball right now. And it's crazy because baseball is so unpredictable. You don't know what baseball is really. You don't know what these teams are going to do. On any given day, look, you see the Nationals beat the Seattle Mariners. The Seattle Mariners are better than the Nationals, but the Nationals beat them the other day. Baseball is very unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to make it to the playoffs. But when you got a team that everything is going wrong, I don't know what needs to be done, but something needs to be done with this team. And listen, I would have personally benched Lindor today, after he took that strike. That's what I would have done. Now, the Mets are playing today, and are they going to get swept? You got Logan Webb pitching against the Mets. Logan Webb destroyed the Mets in the last game that he pitched against the Mets. So I don't know how the Mets are going to perform, but man, the Mets need to win games. The Mets need to be in the conversation. They got to win games, man. This lineup, I like this lineup. It's not like I don't like the lineup, but there's definitely problems, man. Like, if you have to bunt guys, over to get them on second and third, if you have to steal more bases, if you have to be more aggressive on the base running, then do it. Do whatever you need to do to win games. Honestly, at the end of the day, you got to do whatever you need to do to win games. And it's not looking like the Mets everything is not connecting. So I don't know what exactly the Mets do, but other than your star player, your guy that's your leader, Francisco Lindor, giving up on the season, that's what it's looking like, man. And his post comments yesterday was just, I hated it. I hated it so much. So I don't know what this team exactly needs to do, but they got to get out of it. They got to get out of this struggle. This is not good. This is not good for the Mets at all. This is not. And I don't want to talk. I don't want to say, oh, let's talk trade deadline. Oh, let's be sellers. I don't want that. We had that last year. I don't want the Mets to give up on the season. So they need to win games. They need to get back in the conversation because, come on, man. This is baseball. Yes, it is early, but it's not really that early, to be honest. It's not that early anymore. It's late May. We're going after Memorial Day. Like, It's not really early no more when it comes to these Mets. When it comes to winning games, when it comes to baseball games. Yes, you got a lot more games to go. But come on, man. This team, the New York Mets, they have to start winning games. Let me know what you guys think about the Mets right now. What do you guys think about the situation? What would you do to make this team any better? How do you feel about what is going on? I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry I've been away for a little bit. I was sick and stuff. And also, I had a lot of stuff going on with work and I was just busy. But at the end of the day, this is what I love to do and I'm just going to keep doing it. So have a good one, guys. LFGM for life.